Good afternoon and welcome to the Friday edition of the Sports Circus. The Saturday edition can be found on NBC Sports at 920 The Game here in the Las Vegas market, or stream it live at thesportcircus.com. Today's show is brought to you by the College of Southern Nevada Athletics. Their nationally ranked baseball team, they're doing very well. They're in full swing. Head on over to the Henderson campus, check out their games. You can get your tickets at the CSN Coyotes.com website or at the Coyotes box office. The Sports Circus is a proud sponsor of CSN Athletics. Go Coyotes. All righty. So, lots to talk about today. Lots to talk about. We had many moves. As soon as the free agency opened up in the NFL, there was just a flurry of moves made, and some were really good and some were sort of laughable. And, well, let's put it this way. Well, no, I'll tell you what. Let's get to the laughable ones as we go along here. So, anyway, the upcoming draft is really what made a lot of these moves happen. And the upcoming draft, the 2017 draft, has a lot of cornerbacks, a lot of defensive backs. So it really shaped some of the moves that some of these teams made. And some people got paid, and I mean crazy money. They should not have gotten anywhere near what they got. But then again, it's the NFL. They always get paid, I suppose. So, starting off with some of the moves, New England, your Super Bowl champions, they made a big splash, and they picked up the free agent from Buffalo, Stephon Gilmore, for 5 years and $65 million. 5 years, $65 million. Really? That's crazy. When you have a team that already is chock full of good talent, yes, I could see paying a little bit of money, but not 5 years, $65 million worth. That's complete lunacy. Again, I say that every week because it keeps being that. So the rich get richer. New England just throws money at things despite salary caps and whatnot. They'll pay the luxury taxes, the fees, whatever. It doesn't matter because they just keep winning. It's ridiculous. So moving on, the Chicago Bears, my hometown Bears, an absolute laughable yesterday, and a complete debauchery of the checkbook, spending $45 million on Mike Glennon, the backup quarterback from Tampa Bay, who has basically played 11 snaps in the last 2 years. That's it. He snapped the ball under center 11 times. That's it, in 2 years, 2 seasons. And prior to that, his record is a stellar 5-13. They give this guy $45 million over 3 years because they were desperate for a quarterback. But they had a guy that they could basically have spent almost the same amount of money. They let him go, and he was with them for 8 years. His numbers were fair. He threw a lot of interceptions, but at least some people in the league respected him. Mike Glennon, well, let's put it this way. He was a reasonable free agent, but he wasn't $15 million a year reasonable. That's just completely ridiculous. I can't understand how any team would throw $7 or $8 million at him, let alone 15. That's just ridiculous. Pick your favorite word, freaking morons. That's all I could say. So the Bears, they went on and got rid of the quarterback that they were grooming from USC, and Matt Barkley was a pretty good product, and all he needed was some shaping. Basically, the Bears need a better quarterback coach, is what it comes down to. So Matt Barkley takes off, goes out to San Francisco, and, well, let's face it, he's going to get regular playing time there because the Bears were giving him playing time. But remember, your quarterback is only as good as the offensive line in front of him. Dallas, year in and year out, has pretty good quarterback performance because they have the biggest line in the league. Now, 6 months ago, we were talking about this on the show at this time slot. So Dallas could put anybody back at the quarterback position and play above 500 ball. So what I don't understand is why the Chicago Bears don't take a model that works. Now, we know what Dallas does works. Maybe not winning, recent Super Bowls over and over, but they had to rebuild. They've got a good quarterback and a good running back, etc. But the problem is when you have a team that just doesn't follow a format that works, now you've got a problem. You've got an enormous problem on your hands. So anyway, moving along. The Bears go on. When it's going bad, believe me, it's going bad. The Bears let the number one receiver in football, in my opinion. He's probably maybe the number two behind Brown. Maybe Antonio Brown's probably better. He probably is better. Anyway, Alshon Jeffrey goes to the Philadelphia Eagles, which really shores up that offense. Now, Carson Wentz has a number one to go to, and the Bears, even if they brought in a great quarterback, here's the irony. The Bears pay a bunch of money for a quarterback, and what do? They let their number one receiver go. So now this guy's got nobody really to throw to. Nobody that has any real fear amongst the defensive backs in the league. So it's really a dumb move by the Bears, because what they have done, hey Alicia, what they have done is they brought in a quarterback and they had no receiver to throw to. So, I mean, the Bears are dropping the ball left and right. It's a comedy of errors. I'm embarrassed for my home team. They're just acting like complete morons. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it, and that's why I'm not a general manager in the NFL. So the Bears do sign a tight end, Deion Sims, from Miami to a 3-year deal for $18 million. But again, you've got no quarterback to throw to him. Why would you do it? It's just complete lunacy again. It makes no sense. The Bears make one mistake after another, and it's no wonder they haven't won since, 1986, Super Bowl 20, with the Super Bowl shuffle, right? So the Bears are in big trouble. You got to laugh at them. I can laugh at my home team. They're miserable. So anyway, so we have a special guest with us that's popped in, and we have our WNBA and women's sports correspondent, Alicia Thompson. Alicia, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, it's Alicia Thompson. How are you?
We're fine over here.
That's great.
All the people that are out there, they have no idea unless they watch the NBA and they've seen you hoist the trophy. Tell everybody about yourself.
Yeah, so I am a former WNBA player, played 6 years in the league. I was drafted, thank you. I was drafted by the New York Liberty in the 1998 draft, first round draft pick. Went on to play for the Indiana Fever for 3 years, and then on to play for the Seattle Storm, winning a WNBA championship in 2004. And I came back again in 2005 to see if I could get another ring, just try one more year. And we didn't quite make it, so I retired after that year and played overseas a little bit longer. And now I am the head coach of the Dallas Lightning here in the Dallas area, which is a team of the WMLBA, which is going to kind of be like the D League for the WNBA.
Right, and they're also a proud partner of the Sports Circus.
Yes.
That's
yes,
very exciting. So what do you think about this, what I've been talking about, the football? I know we're a little out of your element. We're going to get into the NCAA in just a moment here, and we're going to let you talk a lot about that. But what do you think about just a little bit that I've mentioned about the NFL with their ridiculous moves, more particularly my hometown Bears?
Well, it's been a while since I've watched any NFL games.
Good for you. You save yourself. Don't watch it.
I'm a Seahawks. I support the Seahawks since playing in Seattle when I was there, and I kind of grew a little love for that team, and I just think that they're a great team. I watch them occasionally. Don't know what the Bears have been getting into, but from what you were saying, it's not looking too good. It's
very embarrassing. So let me just finish up just a little bit with this, because we have a minute left for this segment, and we'll go to break, and then we'll wrap that up. But I got to tell you, some of these moves are funny. So carrying on real quick, Houston, they paid $72 million for Brock Osweiler a year ago. He did so poorly, they ship him off to Cleveland. To Cleveland. Cleveland has nothing. They have nothing. All right, so what do? They ship him off there. Basically, Houston has to pay a bunch of money. They have to pay Cleveland a draft pick just because they want him off their books. That's how bad it got there. They want to bring in Tony Romo from your area of Dallas, where you're at right now. They want to bring in Tony to play in Houston, so he doesn't really have to go too far. I think that's a pretty good move for Tony. The question is, do they have a line to protect him? Because every quarterback needs a line, and Dallas has been very good at that. And I'll tell you what, Alicia, we're going to pick that up in just a moment here on the Friday edition of the Sports Circus.